Club phone jump, it's the weekend. Julian come true with the freak friends. Hitting on doors out the defense. Rolling with others that are friends. Hit me, chain, Jude, let me peach in. With our bull shaking to my maybe drop ins. Today won't buy, and I say, today won't buy you the kid play, baby, 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 baby. Tell me what you want. Julian, I know you ain't front. Ever since remember we been knocking at the door. Y'all been moving paper, we been running up the school. Y'all before that pillar, we was sleeping on the floor. West side Africa, you know the sherry. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Vibing, driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Vibing, baby. Come roll with me. As times relax, my mind's relax. I got now from who got next.
What it do? It's your boy and the other guy.
The frozen one.
Music.
And they call me your boy, Chef Shapino. What it do, what it do, what it do. So let me help you out a little bit and let you know we in a place where we talking about control and we talking about submission. Yeah, we could talk about submission. So I want to introduce you to a woman that submits to me. Alexa, open the curtains. She's a little slow, but I work with her because I love her. Yeah, she listens. So, what it do? We here. We said it was necessary. If you don't know where we at right now, you watch a couple videos on the Chef Shapino channel and Victor Freeze Music's channel, and you gonna understand what's going on. But in the meantime, in between time, Vic, talk to me, man. Tell me about how you feeling. Let these folks know about where you at and what you thinking.
Let me tell you something, brother. For all the little Vicomaniacs out there.
Hey, Mean Gene.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know where we at, yo.
Yeah.
Look, I lost my hat.
Okay. Hey, old girl lost her wig, so I can't even reach it. Hey, look. You know.
You know we not by ourselves.
Time is fleeting, so we must take advantage of the moments that we have when we have them, even if we have to make them. And that's why we here. You know, had to link up in person again. You know what I'm saying? And we got some assistance.
Yeah, we got some assistance. You're going to see that assistance in the meantime. But as it occurs right now, that assistance is being extremely highly valuable, utilizing their skill set to enhance the experience that we provide for you. All right, so you'll see. But I want to send a shout out and say peace to our guy, Tanique Anthony, on deck in this first visit to Sodom and Gomorrah.
Chef's idea.
Oh, chef's idea. Abso-freaking-lutely. You know? So, let's talk about it. Because this particular place, what this place means to me, this is a place where I have a tendency to do my natural annual catharsis. What that is it's not just about coming to Vegas to gamble and see the lights and, you know, the glitz and the glamour and, you know, the all-you-can-eat lobster and stuff like that. A lot of it, for me, has to do with the fact, or you could call it the metaphor of being within the middle of the desert, Mojave Desert, and a place where I come to clear myself, clear my mind. I'm that weird dude that may have myself with, on a 6-day trip to Vegas. 2 of those days I may be in my drawers just looking at the mountains from the windows and ordering room service. So I thought that it was important to bring my guy and of course my other guy to the spot so that we can encapsulate that experience together. This is something that I do multiple times. If you know me personally, you know how I go with Vegas. But these are my bros that this was their first experience, so I thought it was naturally beneficial that they were a part of the moment. So stay tuned. You're going to see some stuff. You're going to see some stuff on Chef's channel. You're going to see some stuff on Vic's channel, and you're going to see some stuff elsewhere. Stay tuned. There's some plans in the works. But in the meantime, let's talk some current events. And we're going to give y'all a little tidbit. Just a little basic tidbit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a clip, all right? And this particular clip that I'm going to pull up was something that the sister, one of the queens of the Chef Shapino channel, of course we got 2 kings on there, so you got to have a queen on there. She sent something to us. And that something that she sent to us was related to a piece of current events. So we're going to give you a little tidbit, all right? So let me pull it up. It stated that, and thank you, Andrea Lynch. I didn't say your name. We love you. You over at G-Ho, situating yourself too, keeping the network and everything on ground.
The G is for grand.
Oh, G-Ho, so y'all understand. I'm not calling Andrea a grandmother ho. G-Ho stands for the greatest homecoming on earth, which is the homecoming for North Carolina A&T. And it literally is the largest homecoming on earth. So I'm not calling Andrea Lynch a granny ho. You know what I mean? I mean, she happened to be a granny, and she could be a hoe, but it ain't for y'all to know. You understand? But we love her regardless. We don't judge, all right? So this is what Andrea sent us. Let me see if the additional camera is able to encapsulate the message. The message says, Goodwill will reportedly remove and no longer accept donations of Yeezy products. Now, I think that as human beings and as people of different walks in life and experience sets, I think that we can compartmentalize specific feelings within specific arguments that don't give us or change the overarching essence of how we feel about what other people consider a bigger argument. So it states Goodwill will reportedly remove and no longer accept donations of Yeezy products. So what I'm going to do is pass it to the homie real quick. Yo, Vic, tell me what you think about that, please.
He said the Goodwill will no longer accept donations of Yeezy products. Well, see, I would like to know who owns Goodwill and why would they support the narrative to the point that they would be choosing a political side, because that's a political argument, because they're in the business of being a nonprofit and accepting goods on the basis of their patrons and the needy, if you will. And they are the conduit between the people who are gifting and the people who are receiving. So for them to make that decision on those people's behalves, meaning that they would have to be considered, I guess, a private organization.
Great question. Great question. So before I give my piece, I want to give a little bit of clarity in terms of what Goodwill is. The truth about what the organization does with its $5.7 billion in revenue. All right. So, in terms, were you about to say something? Oh. So, less than 1/8 of the profits of Goodwill Company actually goes to charity work. I thought that it was important to make sure that folks understand. I'll repeat it. Less than 1/8. All right. And for your people that like to smoke the trees, you know the difference between a pound and an eighth. Okay. Less than 1/8 of the company's products goes towards its charity work. Goodwill sells free goods at a profit, but less than 1/8 of that profit actually goes to the job-related programs they market as their primary pillar of charity work. So now, I just delivered a little tidbit into the truth, but I'm not going to be the individual that's here to skew your opinion of that business. But someone sent me something and asked my opinion, so I just wanted the opinion that I provide to y'all to be rooted in what the true understanding of that business is. But let's make believe. Let's play make believe. Let's make believe Goodwill is like Salvation Army, and where everything they get, or that you assume they get, is to be sold at a higher price than what their current or assumed value is, in order to use those profit to help feed people in need. What this organization is doing is stating that they will refuse to receive a product from someone who's literally proven that his products have a high degree of extrapolation. He releases a shoe at $200. The shoe sells out within 2 hours. And then by the third hour, or 2.5 hours, that shoe was selling at $900 to $2,000. What they are doing is taking a stance to decide to not receive something from people that wish to donate to that. If you believe the idea that they naturally provide you, that they're there to feed the community, they're denying the community funds, because somebody could get a pair of Yeezys from 3 years ago and giving them to the Goodwill, and the Goodwill could still get $130, $40, $50 for it. So at this point, I gave my stance, but the question that I ask is, so are they choosing who doesn't get fed because they don't like the message that Ye is delivering to the market? Are hungry people that are supposedly the ones that would benefit from this Goodwill business model, are those people going to starve because of the political stance of this group that's not supposed to be rooted in freaking politics? It's supposed to feed people. You don't give a shit about politics when you're hungry. You're going to be whatever you're going to be for the food. But at this point, they're making a stance that they refuse to accept the particular thing that might provide a higher degree of financial wherewithal in order to provide a benefit to a certain group of underserved people. And they're saying we don't want it either. So at this point, what they're stating is that they believe he espouses a poison. That's what they're stating. There's people that have become heads of state. There's people that have been politicians that have said specific things. but they still have a job, and the things that they've done have not taken away from the benefit it's provided certain people. But at this point, watch this, because I'm not stupid. You ain't going to cancel me. This particular man or type of man with a particular message or type of message has created such a groundswell that people have decided to take an L in order to show that their allegiance in not agreeing with him. Freedom of speech. What is it? How does it exist? What's the dynamic? I don't know. Maybe I'm canceling myself saying this shit. Who knows? But, let me pass this one to Vic, because I know I've been rocking the mic for a minute.
Check me out, though. You make a very good point and a fair point that the people that are amidst these discussions are willing to take a L. Quite a few of them have already taken the L. Gap took the L with Kanye. You understand what I'm saying? Adidas lost a major market cap. So while we're talking about goodwill, just another in a long line of people willing to cut ties, let's just take the patrons out of it and just say this is no longer a moral issue. It's a business issue. Is the reach of the affected parties so strong that now they are affecting social services? Or is that just another extension of the web? Has it been misgendered or what's the word, nomenclature? If it's been identified as something that it isn't, and people are actually wholeheartedly, the same way when they found out that all the money that they donated to go to the earthquakes in Haiti, because that's the story that they sold us.
Oh, I know about that.
It wasn't actually going to the people who needed it most. Everybody was just giving, hey, American Heart Foundation. Hey, let me give it to Jay. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think the ultimate idea is that we need to be more diligent about where we're putting our money, whether it's for goodwill or our purchasing power, because in a land that is dominated by capitalism, if that's the game we're playing, then our power would be in our economics by default. And if you want power to create a domino effect of other things that we would like to have to increase our position and living conditions in this land, it would only make sense that we would be more diligent and more efficient in our movements about how we spend our dollar. And I think the message in rap music or new rap music, I think the most damaging one is not to kill, because people have been killing since the beginning of the time. They didn't need no encouragement to do that. But to misuse and squander all of our economics, and everyone who makes it is trying to keep up with the next fool who made it, to their own detriment, to the point where they can't even, they're so far removed because of the things that they've acquired that they can't comfortably step back into a place that they're from without being underground, if you would, in a place that they would be proud to claim on a record. So, at the end of the day, it's like it's the most damaging thing. The degradation of the women is the damaging thing. The self-image, the violence, or is it the economics?
You going extra with that. I don't know if they're ready for that. When we talk about when he spoke about the degradation of women, the violence, the economics, there's a lot of conversations is there. Personally, what I think is that it's not just rooted, though, within the specific feelings you have for each of the topics or the issues that Vic brought up. It's the fact that we make people stand up for our flag. We speak to our Constitution, which is like none other in any planet of the world. We speak to the fact that we have the right to bear arms. We have the right to say what the hell we want to say. We are given those rights. That is the thing. Out of all of them, forget freedom to bear arms. There's a lot of countries you can't bear arms. Freedom to bear arms, freedom to not incriminate yourself. There's countries that have, military and political apparatus where they can, it's almost thought police, where they have your family snitching on you. And we speak about this great country of ours that gives us that ability to say whatever the hell we want to say and not be punished by the government. We can say the First Amendment, whatever we want, and not be punished by the government. However, there is the caveat, unless what we say does something to deconstruct or somehow harm or negatively impact governmental infrastructure. That's when something's able to happen to us. But guess what? Someone said what they said. First Amendment rights were used, but it was not the governmental infrastructure that attacked. It was not the governmental infrastructure that attacked. It was people. Not people, but it was business interests, right? But we in this special place. We in a place called Vegas. So we ain't going to sit here and pontificate with y'all asses all night. But I want to lay this down with a question. It looks like our governmental infrastructure within this country that prides itself on First Amendment rights and benefits to the point where somebody could take a knee when the flag flies, right? But at some point, it wasn't them attacking. It was business infrastructure that attacked. And at some point, my final mic drop question is this. Was it political infrastructure, somehow disguised as business? Businesses, large businesses receive large tax abatements from the government. So my question is it some sort of weird clandestine way to silence people within a way where some sort of judicial exercise would not look good in public? So, kind of like they do the shadow bans? Is this just another way to just shut a nigga up? I don't know. It's not about whether I agree with his message or not. It's about understanding the slippery slopes of censorship and the potential ways that they're levied against us. That's all I'm saying. What you got, Vic, before we hit this strip and create some, forget the intellectual debauchery, but, you know, the other shit. Talk to me.
I think everything that needed to be said was said. You know, we're not here for excessive amount of conjecture and pontificating and other big words of the like. You know how we get down. Okay. But we gonna motivate and what you call it? Modulate. Okay, all right.
Hey, he adding Asians to the shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But for that special person, because we got to make sure before you wrap this stuff up. Y'all heard? No. I got to hold. Pause. I got to hold my own mic.
Yeah, I know that.
So before we wrap this thing up here, I have to make sure that the person who's in charge of the imagery gets an opportunity to give you a clear determination of where the hell we are. So when I do this, Alexa, turn off lights. Oh, snap. Alexa, turn off city light.
Doesn't support them.
Big step. Come on with it, Smoke.
You already know. Yeah, that's the last time you hear me.
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Yeah, the lights is out. Sin City. Yeah. You ain't gonna see this until we out, cause you know how gangsters do. We just, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna pop up on me. Alright, hold it down.
Alexa, lights.
Alright, Alexa, lights. Peace, love, and light, y'all. We done with this thing here.
Submersion.
Hello.
I need to get the blackjack ticket. Should I hit on this 16 or should I stay? Yeah, right.
So you need to give him some wisdom about me.
Okay,
Let's do it.
I gotta make sure I see balance, right?
And I'm
Talk
wearing
to
a
me.
green adult size onesie.
Right. Onesies work. I wore my onesie on Tuesday, but it didn't work too much on Fremont Street. You know?